Sometimes watches get boring. Most of them look similar with the handsets, casing, and dial all to be as standard. But what if you've been looking for a watch that acts as a standout piece in your outfit and is actually affordable? Today, let's look at Geya Watches' Planetary Flywheel. Welcome back to Geya Watches. My name is Koda, and here we talk about everything watches from top 10s, reviews like this one, and also discussions. So, if that's something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button down and join the crew. Just to preface, Geya Watches did send this watch out for free. They also offered an additional discount code that I can provide to you in the link in the description if you'd like one of these. So thank you Geya for sending out the free watch. I don't have to return it or anything, just thought I would mention that I got it for free, but I can say whatever the heck I want. Now let's get into the review for today's list. Now let's get into the review for this crazy looking watch. Alrighty everyone, this is a massive package that we got from Geya. I did not expect this package to be so big. So let's take a look at what's actually inside this box because it's massive. Alright, my lens is just fitting this watch case, but this is it. It says Geya Space. They have an astronaut here just because it is a planetary flywheel that we're talking about today, and that's what's encased in this massive watch box. So we're gonna pull the sleeve out. Honest thoughts on the packaging on first impressions, it's actually not bad at all. Feels very nice. The experience is definitely there. Nice little yellow tab here. Okay, it's got like a little clip here, like magnetic, I think. There you go. Fly into space. They're really following like this space theme here. Okay, what is this? We got like here like a little astronaut figure that comes with it. Actually weighs a decent ton as well. Cool. You get a Geya Moments for Life 2-year warranty card that's international. Nothing signed on the back here. Tool screwdriver included in the box here. Gives you a little manual on how to use it. And this watch doesn't actually have a screw down crown or any crown for that matter. It's actually adjusted from the back. So I might actually need to refer to this because I've never dealt with a watch with this kind of movement or just this method of changing the time really. Like this is obscure to me. Adequate amount of padding, which is nice. It'll protect both your figure that just comes included in the box and also your watch. There you go. Also comes with a manual that you can flick through, but we won't need this. I think the little sheet of paper that we got given here is just enough. And you also get an additional rubber strap that comes included with it, along with the leather that's already attached to the watch. Get yourself a nice little cushion case for this, and then that is the watch itself. I mean, look at that thing. That is a crazy looking watch if I've ever seen one. Like, have you seen anything like this before? Out of this world, bro. What is this? I'm just going to take out all the plastic wrapping on this, and we'll talk about the dimensions and specs of this watch, I guess. Now, as far as the dimension goes, let's have a look. If you couldn't tell, this is quite big. We got a case diameter of 46 millimeters. That is unreal. The weight with the leather strap that's provided in the watch is 77 grams, which I think is a bit heavier for a leather strap watch, just because of the case purely being massive. A lug width of 22 millimeters. Again, it's another size up to your traditional 20 or even 2 sizes up compared to the 18 millimeter there. And a thickness of 22 millimeters. It is the same thickness as the thickness of the bandwidth. I think that's crazy to think about in concept because traditionally watches are never this thick. So comes in with a 50 meters of water resistance. Honestly, expect a 200 meters with this kind of thickness, but hey. Alright, let's talk about the case finishing of this watch. As far as the entire metal part of the case goes, it is all stainless steel. Does have some glass on the sides of these watches here, just to keep it interesting and see the movement and the whole watch inside. I think that's just so crazy. You don't ever see a watch through the side. So yeah, that's really cool. Now this does mention as far as the crystal goes, obviously it is heavily domed. Never seen a dome like this before. It is just a mineral glass. Whether that is highly scratch resistant or not is another question, but it does state on the website that it is scratch resistant, which I think it can do. But yeah, just keep in mind this is not your traditional glass, so Not going to try and bash this glass and see the resistance against it, so we're just going to leave it as is. But now I forgot to mention with this watch, on this card here, it does mention that it does come with a mineral A grade glass gold plated tempered film on it. But take that for what you will. And yeah, like I said, no crown here. So to actually adjust the time, it's actually interesting. See this little button right here? You just pretty much have the tool here. You can press on it and it actually changes the time of your watch. Let's see if I can show you on camera here. There's that little thing rotating around. You can see now in the middle of the frame here. There you go. You let go of it when you set the time properly. And yeah, that's all there is really to it. And this flywheel is continuously moving, which we'll talk about very, very soon with the movement. As far as the case back goes, it is signed with Geya here with some polishing, some nice lasering to it just to give a bit more texture. It says water resistant here, being 50 meters, all stainless steel. And this little circle part of the case back is actually how you manually hand wind this piece. But yeah, let's move on to the movement for this watch. Now the movement that's encased in this watch, this crazy looking watch, is none other than the Swiss Ronda caliber 756. It says it's accurate to about plus or minus 0.07 seconds a day, which is good, very good accuracy for, obviously it's a quartz watch here. And it's said that the battery would last 7 years with that one, so that's pretty good. Now what's interesting is that this watch is quartz, right? But it does have a flywheel, and hence it does need a manual winding here. Now it's actually recommended to wind this manually 18 times before getting the full operation of 48 hours continuous run of movement there. So this kind of combines the world of both quartz and a mechanical movement built into this one singular watch, which I think is pretty cool to see. So it's got a power reserve on the watch itself while still being quartz and having the accuracy for it as well. And the flywheel movement actually being used in this watch is the M1T9TDC, which requires manual hand winding, like I said. Now let's move on to the strap for this watch. Alright, this watch uses a glossy leather strap here. We're actually going to try it on actually. Alright, now with this leather strap, it's actually not too bad. It's actually really comfortable. It's nice and plush on the inside. It actually feels pretty decent. So the buckle here is stainless steel with a signed Geya logo there, which is nice. Has another signed Geya logo printed on the inside of the leather strap here. Good stitching. And it's got this glossy, polished strap look here, which is nice. Gives this watch an elegant feel to it. And yeah, like I said, the inside is very nice and plush. Doesn't feel too plasticky, so which is good. Does say genuine leather here, but honestly, doesn't take much to be genuine leather on the strap market here. And the good thing about this is if you look over to the back of this watch, it is a easy removal for the straps with a quick release system, which is very nice. Because it's just as easy as doing it with your hands and boom, there you go. Very, very nice. Alright, and we just put the rubber strap on. It gives us like futuristic, like techie feel. So I'm not sure if this actually works well with this watch, honestly, just considering how elegant this piece is. It's almost like sci-fi. Yeah, very interesting choice of strap there. I would have just gone with a plain pattern here, no edges or anything like that added to it, just because, yeah. What are your thoughts? I think it just looks better on the leather strap in this case. Does have a signed Geya logo at the back here, obviously 22mm lug width, with also another quick release system on the strap again. Just says G-Max here at the back. I'm not sure exactly what that means. This is just one of those like silicone rubber straps, so it's nice and comfortable to wear for the summer. And the buckle here is also stainless steel, but it is using a different buckle, which I like, I guess. Not just copy pasting the buckle design from the leather one, which is nice, but yeah. And this is what it looks like on the silicone rubber strap here. Yeah, I definitely prefer the leather strap for sure. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. The craziest thing about this whole watch isn't necessarily the strap. The case is already quite crazy, but I think the dial and the handset is out of this world, should I say. No pun intended. So yeah, there is a lot going on here, so let's break it down. It's a bit hard with all this lighting, honestly. I have my little light box here, but you can see my hand in the reflection just because of how curved this glass is. It's unavoidable to not hit the light and still show everything in this watch, but I'll try my best. Alright, I guess the dial of this watch in this case are all these little planets that you see just sitting on the surface here. It's got this like deep blue tone dial, I guess. It's really weird to say dial because it's literally sitting on the ground and you got all this movement shenanigan happening here. So it's a very different concept to a traditional watch where normally the dial would sit upright around probably where the glass is really, or just slightly below that. But this one's literally sitting as close as you can to the case back. So it's literally, yeah, you can see, it might be better if I show you a side view here. So yeah, that blue dial in asterisk is sitting on there with all the little balls. You got like a pink planet there, got like a gemstone on the actual dial sitting inside, a blue ball, a sparkly like rose champagne gold colored, and you also get this like sparkly silvery ball on the, I guess, middle left of the dial here. You get this absolute gorgeous gem that doesn't rotate from what I know. The second hand for this watch is actually this blue planet that's on here, sitting in the 6 o'clock position. You can see this little red arrow turning and rotating as time goes by per second. It's ticking as it goes. You can see there. Very, very cool and unique way to do a small second hand like that. Obviously, with the flywheel, it is a mechanical movement that's being rotated. So you can see that in action. And I like how this watch is technically like a skeleton watch, but it isn't like your standard skeleton watch. You're pretty much seeing like a gem, a small seconds, a flying wheel, and the whole watch dial, I guess, in itself, all in one watch. So it's got so many layers to this. And it features in like this crisscross pattern in the layout here. So I think it's pretty cool, very unique, like I said. And it looks far more dearer than it actually is. Now, it is a bit funny because I just talked about the dial that was sitting against the case back, but there is the, I guess, main dial to this watch that actually has the handsets on here that you can actually read the time. So that would be good for a watch. So like I said before, this watch, you can adjust the time just by pushing the button there on the case back there. And these handsets are very simple, and I think it should be kept that way just because it is chaotic. The watch is still legible, honestly. Yes, I am aware that this watch dial is tiny. Obviously, you have this massive diameter here to play around with, but they've only selected a small portion of that to be the actual watch dial. So legibility-wise, it could be a bit more difficult to read if you have bad eyesight. At the 12 o'clock position, you got the Geya logo pretty much printed onto the stainless steel dial here. It is a skeleton dial, so you're able to see little parts, little gemstone at the 6 o'clock position, like a pink gemstone, which is nice. Only features the hour and minute hand here because the small seconds are located down here. So yeah, this watch is very chaotic. But at least the handsets and the indices are very simple indeed. And they actually do come with lume, which I will show. But yeah, this watch, it's crazy. You got so much things going on. But I think the chaos is pretty cool. I think it's one of those pieces that is a standout piece in your wardrobe. Definitely not something you'd wear on the daily, but it does look impressive. Alright, as you can see from the lume test here, yeah. Don't get this watch for the lume. It's very, very poor. But I didn't really expect any great lume, to be honest. Considering how small these indices are and also the handsets, yeah, don't buy this for the lume, but at least it's one of those things that comes with lume, but yeah, don't expect too much because you will be disappointed. And pretty much within a minute or two, the lume is pretty much can't be seen to the naked eye anymore. But anyways, what do you guys think of this watch? This watch is a crazy looking piece. I think if you're someone who has a big wrist and wants something like a standout piece, this is the one for you. Very thick indeed. It is a conversation starter to say the least. It is a beautiful piece. It is very elegant. But what do you guys think? Would you actually wear these to events for making conversations, or is this something that you'd rather have a normal looking case with a interesting dial instead, as compared to a chaotic watch with this? Very beautiful, very, very chaotic, I guess, with the design, but very impressive how they've done this in such a small form factor, I guess, when you consider the fact that they've added a flywheel, a gem, a small seconds head, and a whole hour and minute dial that is like a smaller dial. So yeah, it's a whole lot with all these little planets that's on the dial, or dials, because there's two on there. But Geya Watches is doing a Black Friday sale at the moment, so if you've been looking for a watch like this, I have linked it in the description down below. and it also provides a coupon code that you can use at checkout. Once again, thank you for Geya Watches for sending it out. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and this watch review. Let me know what your thoughts are with this watch. I'm so keen to hear what you guys think. I think you guys think I might have lost the plot here, but I hope you have a good rest of your day, wherever you guys are from. Thank you for watching God Tier Watches, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.